Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. It is your girl Alana Simone. So first of all, I wanted to welcome you guys in. If you're new to the channel, welcome in. If you have been here for a while, welcome back. So today, as you can see, we're in a different place in my house. Usually I film, like you see my little pink bed background in the background. But there's currently construction outside of my house and it's been going on for a couple months now. And so it's just so loud, and so I'm just like, okay, I just need to figure out something else. So you see me in this different location, same place but just different area. My little globe and my little Paris picture, which is one of my favorite places. But anyway, nonetheless, I just wanted to get right into the video. Today we're going to be talking about faithful to the end. And you know, one thing about having a journey with God and just, you know, being on the journey with God is that you realize how faithful He is. He's faithful until the very end. The very end meaning our life, which is really not the end, because, you know, after, to be absent with the body is to be present with the Lord. And so, you know, the end is really the beginning of like a new life with God. But you know, I just appreciate and love that He's so faithful. He's faithful to the end. He's faithful in all areas of our life and all things that we do. You know, we really, like, we live in a society where people, you know, they be in relationships, and the biggest thing is they want people to be faithful, but unfortunately nowadays people can't be faithful, and people they don't really know what that word means. So a lot of people unfortunately experience unfaithfulness or unfaithful people, which is unfortunate and really sad. But you know, we have to remember that in all things God is faithful, and He is faithful to the things He has spoken to us. He's faithful to just being a part of our life. And you know, that's one thing I love. We know that He is faithful to the end, and so if you're faithful to the end, that means you're faithful. Like, that's like your ride or die. That's like the person that's going to ride with you to the end of time. Like, you know, if you're in a relationship or you got a best friend or something and you like, this my ride or die, this my, you know, road dog, this the one that, you know, life or death with, like we gonna be together till the end. And so that's really how our relationship, we should look at our relationship with God. It's like, this gonna be my partner, this gonna be my man, this gonna be the one that I'm gonna be faithful to the end. Like, I know that if I have God on my side, like, any and everything is possible, and it's a blessing. Like, we got to look at Him like a friend, like a person that's in our corner, like just how we look at our best friends or like the love of our life or whoever we look at like that. Like, look at God the same way, because why? He will be faithful, and He is faithful in all things and in everything that He does. And so just remember that, like, He is faithful to the end. He's faithful in any and everything that we desire in this life. And just to know that we have somebody on our team that is, you know, really rooting for us and really cheering for us and really just standing with us and in all the things that we do. I think oftentimes we forget that He is available, we forget about His faithfulness. We forget about the goodness that He brings to our life when we have Him, invite Him and have Him a part of our lives. Like, He is so important to have in our life. Like, we don't have to worry about Him switching up on us. We don't have to worry about Him being like, I don't know, you know, I like this person better. I like my relationship with this other person better. So I'm gonna, you know, go and, you know, be with this person and leave this one, you know, high and dry by themselves. Like, no, He's not. He's not gonna be like, oh, I like this person better, so I'm gonna, you know, spend more time with them, I'm gonna do more stuff for them. Like, no, He's faithful to each and every one of us. It doesn't matter, you know, the relationship. It doesn't matter, like, you know, what we got going on. Like, if we want Him to be a part of our lives, He will. It's really us that, you know, are the unfaithful ones, really, because we be like picking and choosing, like, oh, God, I need You when I need blessings, and I need You when I, you know, I'm in trouble, but I don't really need You when I'm out here doing what I want to do, and, you know, hanging out with this guy, even though I know, you know, he's bad for me, you know, and all that stuff. So, you know, I'm gonna pick and choose. We really unfaithful with God. We the ones that be going back and forth and being like, you know, I'm gonna be faithful today, but I'm not gonna be faithful tomorrow. I'm gonna be faithful for maybe a week. I'm gonna be faithful. I'm gonna read my Bible. I'm gonna fast, I'm gonna pray, but next week, girl, you're gonna see me in the club. You're gonna see me, you know, shaking a little something. but it's okay. It's okay because that's just how I do it. And so, that's how people be. That they be like picking and choosing, and they be really unfaithful to God. Like, God is faithful no matter what. He's faithful to the end of time. And so it's really us to be the unfaithful ones. And so we got to ask ourselves, why are we unfaithful? Why are we unfaithful to the one who's been faithful to us and continues to be faithful to us, even when we be picking and choosing and be out here cheating on him with the things of this world? Like, we basically be handling our relationship with God like we handle relationships with regular people. Like, we be out here just doing whatever, not being faithful, out here, cheating in the aspect of sinning and doing different stuff that we know we're not supposed to. Like, if we really start looking at it like that, then we realize, wow, is it him or is it us? You know what I'm saying? So we gotta think about it, because God is faithful. That's who he is. That's the type of God he is. He is faithful to the end. But it's us to get caught up in things that we know we're not supposed to be doing. And it's crazy because then we like, well, God turned his back on me. God did all this stuff. He ain't do nothing. God been right there. He been trying to actually help you, but you be out here doing what you want to do, listening to your friends, listening to your boyfriend, listening to your girlfriend, listening to everybody else but him. And so you find yourself on the path of destruction. You find yourself, your life in shambles and in a mess, and you're like, how did I get here? I don't want nothing to do with God, blaming God. But it's like, is it him or is it you? And this is not to be like, oh, feel bad because, you're unfaithful. No, but it's to bring revelation so that you can do better moving forward. Listen, God desires to have a relationship with you. God desires to he wants to be a part of your life, but you got to invite him in. You got to decide if you're going to continue to be half in or half out, or you're going to be all in with God. Because this back and forth, I'm faithful one day and then I'm unfaithful the next, that's not the best. Because God gonna be faithful, but it really hurts you in the long run when you keep on going back and forth, or when you keep on playing hot and cold with God. Because you're now playing yourself. You're playing yourself because you're when you do that, when you know it's right but choose to do what's wrong, or that's not the best, you're really playing with your own life. And we don't want to see your life be destroyed and go down in flames and shambles because you picking and choosing which day you want to do right and which day you just want to do what you want to do. So just think about that. You have the capability to be able to make choices in your life. And, God gives us free will. He gives us a choice. But he also gives us guidance on how we can do better. And how we can live a life where we don't have to continue to go down a path of destruction, go down a path that's not going to give us the best results in life. Because his heart is to see us all prosper, and his heart is to see us all grow and live a life that's pleasing and honoring to him. And so he has been faithful to us, but it's time for us to start being faithful back to him. It's time for us to stop standing on the fence and being hot and cold and doing all this crazy stuff. It's time for us to make a decision today. They say, Lord, I need to stop playing with you. I realize that I've kind of been the toxic one in this relationship. Let's be honest. That's what people do when they be out here being reckless and unfaithful. That's a toxic trait, right? We all know about people being toxic. So realize that this is a trait that we need to work on and do better with. And saying, Lord, listen, I realize this is, we realize nobody want to be call themselves out and be wrong. But truth is, sometimes we can be wrong. And truth is, sometimes we can make mistakes. We can be hot and cold. We can be unfaithful. But once we come to a realization that this is what we have been doing, we can now move forward and do something different and make a change and not continue to do the things that we once did. It's really up to us to make a decision. It's really up to us to say, you know what? It's showing God how much you love him and how much, just making him feel important in your life, because he thinks of you as important. He thinks of you as his child and the one he loves. despite what you do, despite what you get into. But he knows and understands that the reason why he wants to be in your life and the reason he wants to remain faithful to you is because he wants to make sure you can win at the end of the day, that you can live a life that's prosperous and that is going to get you the best results. Because when we keep on playing hot and cold, when we keep on being on the fence, when we keep on being unfaithful to God, our unfaithfulness can cause our life to go down a path of destruction and go down a path where we just, it's just out of control because we have no direction. We have no understanding that our actions and the things that we, and our unfaithfulness to God is what causes us to live our life to kind of be a mess and just be out of control because we don't have no guidance. We don't have no distraction. We're just going with the things of this world. We're going with our friends. We're going with the music. We're going with society and what they're telling us to do, but they don't even know what to do. So it's like we going with people who don't even know. So we got the blind leading the blind. But we have to understand that God is faithful and God is there in the midst of everything and anything that we do, any decisions that we make, and just know that he's faithful to the end. He's been there with you. He's always going to be there with you, but you just have to make a choice to say, do you want him in your life? Do you want to really start valuing that relationship that you have with him, or maybe don't have with him and want to give it a try, start pursuing that? Just know that this is a relationship that doesn't have to be toxic. It doesn't have to be wishy-washy. It doesn't have to be confusing. It doesn't have to be none of that. Like, the relationship with God is so simple, so easy. But I think a lot of times people get stuck in the change aspect that may come with it, because naturally when we start inviting God into our life, our natural instinct, something within us starts wanting to change and wanting to do better. And sometimes people fight with that because it's like they feel like it's somebody's forcing them, or they don't really understand what's happening. But that's something that comes with it, and we have to understand that it's actually a beautiful thing, because once that change starts happening and once your body naturally starts to want to make a change, then it's easier for it to happen. Then it's easier for you to start making better choices. Then it's easier for you to start living a better life. And so you realize that it's not as hard as people make it seem to be. And when you start seeing change in your life, you're like, wow, this is different. Like, maybe this is not as bad as people make it seem. I think people get also stuck at the picture that man has created of what God looks like and how the relationship with him is supposed to be. But each relationship is different with God. Like, everybody has their own personal relationship, and that's why I appreciate and love it, because you can form it and mold it to how you want it to be with him. And so, just think about that. Just, if you're looking for a relationship that's not toxic and that's not confusing and that's not wishy-washy and that's not going to leave you questioning your whole life, I highly recommend you reach out to God and really connect with him today. And if you have done that already and you've kind of gone away and you've been playing hot and cold and been on the fence, today is the day to make a decision to recommit your life to him and say, Lord, I want to stop playing. I want to stop playing with you. I want to stop playing with my life. And I want you to come in within me and transform me and change me and change my heart and change my mind to be able to receive your spirit today, to be able to receive you in a new way today. And just invite him into your life and allow the transformation and just allow his spirit to flow in, wherever you are. And just know that it's not bad and it's not scary and it's not like this weird thing. I don't know what people think about it, but having a relationship with God is one of the best things that you can do for your life. And so just know that he is available, that he is a faithful God, and that he is a good God that wants the best for you. And so, you guys, I thank you so much for being here. I really pray that this video encouraged you. Really pray that it gave you some new insight, made you think, maybe help give you new revelation today. Whatever you needed it to do. And I really pray that you can realize that God is faithful and that he desires to have a relationship with you. So I thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.